Hello and welcome to our Bitesize webinar where we are counting down to IR35 reforms in the private sector. I'm Roddy Adair, Director at Hayes, and I'll be taking you through a recap of what these reforms are, as well as looking at reactions to the changes and what you need to do to be prepared for the April 2020 deadline. So, what are the planned changes to IR35 legislation? IR35 rules were originally enforced in 2000 and they affect contractors who work via personal service companies or PSCs. Historically, it's been down to the PSC to determine whether they fall inside or outside of scope of IR35. If your working arrangement is outside of IR35, gross payment is made to the PSC. If it is inside of IR35, the PSC is treated as an employee and therefore PAYE and employers and employees' national insurance contributions must be paid. The reforms come into effect for large and medium-sized private sector organisations in April 2020 and will pass the responsibility for determining whether a contractor is inside or outside of IR35 from the PSC to the engager. And under their reformed rules, employers will need to undertake due diligence on their PSC workforce and have full visibility of the PSCs they engage with, how they are paid and the expertise to determine their tax status. Hayes ran a survey in the spring of 2019 to discover the current lay of the land when it comes to how prepared private sector organisations are for the upcoming reforms. We surveyed over 31,500 respondents as part of the Hayes Salary and Recruiting Trends 2020 survey, which included 18,000 working in the private sector, and there were some worrying results. Our findings showed that a fifth of medium and large-sized private sector organisations who engage with non-permanent contractors have not yet begun preparing for the April reforms. Over a third are unsure if preparations have begun, and only 43% say they have started preparing. Furthermore, a third of employers in the private sector organisations who regularly engage with non-permanent contractors said they are unaware of the reforms to IR35 legislation. When it comes to the possible risks they face when the challenges come into effect, 68% of respondents expect to see a potential cost increases, 56% anticipate a loss of key talent, and 46% think they will experience greater difficulty engaging with non-permanent workers, a particular issue given many of us operate in a skill-short market. Despite these sentiments, using PSC workers and contractors will still work well, as long as organisations are using them in the right way and are prepared for the IR35 reforms. If you do this right, organisations could well become a destination of choice for contractors post-April 2020. So, lots to think about, but what should you be doing now to best prepare for IR35? Those who engage with non-permanent workers should first identify where their IR35 risks lie and the scale of their challenge. If you're a contractor yourself, you need to take action now and understand whether you'll be affected by the IR35 reforms. Communication is key as you get ready for the changes. Those who engage with non-permanent workers should keep your hiring managers and contingent workers in the loop about your plan and timeframes in the lead up to April 2020. If you operate as a PSC, communicate your plan with your engager. Lastly, you should consider engaging with an expert such as Hayes to ensure you are compliant with the reformed legislation. It's important not to leave this until the last minute, as all assignments that go into April 2020 and beyond will be affected by the changes. Which brings me on to the solutions offered by Hayes. We offer a market-leading testing model which has been developed by industry-leading experts and reviewed by one of the big four accountancy firms, which determines the tax status of contractors for even the most complex of cases. We offer the test at a discounted rate and it provides a fully auditable trail that can be relied upon. In terms of experience, Hayes is well placed to help you navigate the reforms to IR35, given our over 50 years of experience and a proven track record working with over 120,000 contractors every year. We also supported hundreds of public sector clients through IR35 reforms since they were first introduced in 2017. For further information and insights, you can visit our dedicated IR35 site at hayes.co.uk/IR35, where you can find more webinars, read our latest thought leadership blogs, download our white paper and much more. Alternatively, you can contact us at ir35@hayes.com or directly through your local recruiting consultant.